Hello, it's Destiny with neurodivergent. Pronouns are they, them, and I wanted to come to you today to talk about starting your own knitting class. What you need, we'll discuss what you need, where to look, how to do it, and, you know, kind of how I do it. So, what you need is you need to start by getting donations. Having enough yarn and needles and variety of things for at least 10 people and 10 people's worth of tastes. So you should have at least every color. Now, I understand that there's lots of different colors and shades and textures and materials. That's okay. You start by going on Facebook, Craigslist, wherever you are, and looking for donations of free yarn. You make a post or you go onto Facebook groups for your area of knitting groups and yarn destashes. And you ask anyone if they would like to donate for your free knitting class. Okay? Lots of people are getting rid of needles. Yarn is a little bit harder to come by, but if you can't get yarn from secondhand sources, there's always the thrift store, and I believe it's called Hobby. They always have sales. So if you have a little bit of capital, you can always purchase some from Hobby in their discount selection, but that can end up coming up pretty spend that can cost a lot pretty quickly. So I'd like to shy away from you going out and buying materials when there's lots of materials out there that you can save from the landfill by taking donations. Another thing that you can do is Facebook, Discord, Instagram, TikTok are all really good sources for getting information out there. So start playing around, start making content, start with, getting people interested in the idea of a knitting class, take content of you knitting. Even if you're just a basic knitter, people like to see it, and then you have a bit of a repertoire when you do go and start the classes. Unless you're already super repertoired in the community, then I don't know why you're watching this video. But a lot of people say, oh, they want a yarn class like or a knitting class like this in their city. And unfortunately, I don't have the ability to travel. If I did, I would. I would go everywhere and teach everyone knitting. But getting an online presence is really important and being genuine. So even if you only know, and this is the only requirement for you to teach other people how to knit, are you ready for it? It's a huge secret. You need to know how to cast on, cast off, knit, and purl. Don't need to know anything else. And always let people know that you are only teaching the basics. Okay? As you get better, you can always teach them how to do patterns. So you should know how to read a pattern and you should know how to do basic sewing. That's about it. Knitting is really simple, and coming up with simple patterns or finding simple patterns that people can do with not a lot of tools is always really, really important. Like the first beginner pattern that really teaches you how to increase and decrease, that's great at shaping, is a dishcloth. But not everyone has the ability to get cotton or linen or hemp yarn, so it's not always the best option because acrylic just doesn't absorb water, but it does make a good scrubber. Another thing you need to know what to do or know where to find is a place where you can set up shop for free. Now, why do I say set up shop for free? Well, you want to make this class as low barrier as possible. If you have a lot of money towards it, you're going to be disappointed at the outcome of people. People tend to not come to a lot of free events, and that's fine. So you want to at least plan to have double or triple the amount of people coming than are actually going to show up. With that being said, there are a lot of coffee shops, bookstores, community centers, and libraries that will let you put on events for free as long as you're hosting for free. A couple examples for Vancouver are Spartacus Books at 101 1983 Commercial Avenue and Waves Coffee House. Various locations have a conference room, and you can rent that out for free for your various events. Um, So you need a free place, you need donations, and you need to know the basics. Once you know the basics, you're pretty much golden. It's about teaching people and building community. I like to come up with my own patterns, but you don't have to. I like to have slideshows and directories for yarn shops, but you don't have to. But making sure people know how to do it as affordable as possible is super important. I'm a huge believer in supporting your local yarn store, but maybe you don't have one where you are. That is a-okay. There's no harm in buying secondhand and trading or even buying online. Creating an internet presence is so important. My internet presence started on TikTok, and now I'm branching out into other fields because TikTok has shadow banned me for being trans non binary. And the thing is, I want to get more queer people knitting. I think it would really help our mental health. So that's how you start your own knitting group. There's no real secret. You can start classes at any time. You can even just do them in the park. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Just be genuine, be community minded, and try to do it as low barrier as possible. As a reminder, me and Noodle love you and have a fantastic rest of your day.